We're new now life coaching, and we are going to talk about self-negative talk. And that's a big issue.
That's a big issue
that so many people deal with on a daily basis. And so we want to give you some insight and some things that you can do to try to get yourself out of that self-negative talk.
We call them pointers, right? Principles that you can apply to your life that can help you rise to the occasion to do the work and to do the things that you desire to do without as much complication.
Yeah.
Right? With not as much roughness around the edges. You can start really going for what you want, because the mind really has a lot to do with either being successful or not. Correct?
80% of the thoughts that we think are negative. 80%.
80%?
80. And get this.
80%.
Of 95% of the thoughts we think, we repeat them. 95%. So only 5% of our thoughts kind of come and go. But 95% of the thoughts we think get repeated.
Over and over.
So if 80% of those thoughts are negative, we are repeating negative thoughts over and over and over. So we want to help get you out of that thinking.
Well, how do we do it? I mean, I've got some ideas, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, first of all, you have to stop what you're doing and really take note of the thoughts that are passing through. Some thoughts we can change and we can deal with, but a lot of thoughts, you're just driving down the street or you're walking, through the kitchen, and boom, you'll think of something. Take note of it. Just be aware. Acknowledge that thought. What is it saying? What's it sounding like? And just take inventory. Take inventory. Maybe do this for like an hour in the day. Take an inventory of the thoughts that flash through your mind. Don't try to divert them or try to deal with them. Just acknowledge them. Write them down. Just have some inventory and see what it is that's going on. Because a lot of times our actions that we do start way, way back into the thoughts that we've been thinking. And that could be 3 days ago, 10 days ago, a week ago.
Even years ago.
Years ago.
Someone telling you in school, grade school, high school, that you're no good, you're a loser, you're ugly. That can affect you 10, 20, 30 years later if you're not careful.
So to get out of some of these behaviors that we don't like, inventory your thoughts just for 1 hour. Might be 5 thoughts, but are you repeating those 5 thoughts over and over and over? A lot of negative. Is it positive? Is it negative? Put them into categories and just inventory them. You've got to see what it is you have. See what's going on before you can actually attack it.
So really, a very important thing to do is acknowledge that you're having these thoughts, and maybe you're going to realize that they're more there than you even think they are, right? Yeah. And those thoughts have to go for us to be able to be a success. You'll notice with us, we're constantly telling you, you can do it. You're priceless. You're awesome. You can make it happen. You are successful. We have to talk that way for us to be able to go that way, right? It's very important. So acknowledge is very important.
Acknowledging the thoughts, because if you're getting a negative thought and you're repeating that, 95% of the thoughts are repeated, okay, then you can grab a hold of it and start changing the tone of it. Instead of thinking, I just made that mistake and I can't believe I made that mistake, and how dumb was I to make that mistake? I mean, that's now 3 times.
You're not dumb.
3 times you've been repeating a thought based on what you judged yourself over in a situation. And is it reality? Is it true? Are you really dumb? Have you really made a mistake? Is it something that you can look back and with disdain, or is it something you can say, I need to grow from this. I may have made a mistake, but that was then. and I need to change it.
Because we all make mistakes, don't we?
Oh, yeah. But learning from it, learning to adapt to something fresh, something new, versus keep repeating the old stuff.
And how about this? Isn't this important? To be careful who we allow in our lives. Because if we have the wrong people speaking the wrong things, we're never going to get to a place that we want to achieve our success level, correct?
Yeah.
And that's all part of that. We have to be careful not only what we're hearing in our head, but what we're hearing from others.
And sometimes that person that has said some negative talk into your life, you may meet with them and they're not talking negative in that moment, but you're replaying in your mind what they said to you way back when, unless it's dealt with, unless you come to that person and say, listen, I don't appreciate what was said, or this is what was said. And if it's a healthy way, because again, in marriages, we've said some things and done some things that have hurt each other, and you can't dwell on it and live there, especially if it's been dealt with. But if you're rehashing things in your head and rehashing things and you're not dealing with it, you might A, want to deal with it, or B, just not put yourself in position of that person in that person's life, or have that person in your life, if it's creating a lot of negative talk in your thoughts.
Because there are people like us who will encourage you and tell you you can do it, you can achieve, you can reach your goals, you can have today's ceiling be tomorrow's floor.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
So the first part to inventorying your negative thoughts, stop what you're doing during the day, write the thoughts down. Again, don't judge them, just acknowledge them. And what can you do to change that? How can you replace that? How can you see a different angle of what it is you're looking at? And so a different perspective. And so you have to start there, baby steps. Any kind of changing of anything, you have to do it in small increments, because you want a long-lasting change. There's a lot of times, people will lose weight, boom, they'll just lose a ton of weight. But if they're not changing their eating habits and they're not changing lifestyle, you can put weight back on as fast as you lost it. So we want some long-lasting change in your life. So just inventory those small thoughts, just change it. You know what? I'm not going to believe this anymore. I'm not going to think about this anymore. If it comes, okay, it's going to come. No, stop not acknowledging it. And so you can start changing it little by little by little, and that negative talk then becomes positive talk.
Really, it's inch by inch, life's a cinch.
Yeah.
Yard by yard, life is hard. So what you're saying is to take small, incremental steps and don't give up and keep going. And really, it would be a great investment for you to take a look at some of our product, and we can help you really get to a place where you're on target to achieve some great things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need someone like us. You're not a loser because you need coaches. In fact, you're a winner. It's saying, I need help. We all need help. We all need someone to bounce things off of. And who better than two people that are going to say, you can do it.
That's right.
End of story. End of story. You can do it. And we'll help you begin to realize what a winner you are. And another thing you need to know is there's no one out there that's any better than you. There's no one. You're just as good as anyone else out there. Well, you don't know my neighbor. They've got all these college degrees and I don't. That means nothing in the area we're talking about. We're talking about a life of success. Every area of your life being successful and going forward. And it has nothing to do with, well, he's taller than me. Whoopee whoopee. I'm going to tell you, whoopee do, right? Who cares? That, you know what I mean? It doesn't make a difference at all.
That's right. So we'll see you again soon.
See you later.